Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I was trying to go live from my computer, but I couldn't. So I am on my cell phone. Happy Saturday, everyone. My name is Shar Halliburton, and I'm an author, speaker, and the CEO of Shar Detroit Publishing. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today, we're going to talk about procrastination when it comes to your writing projects. Hi, Joy. Hi, Celeste. Thanks for joining. Hi, Dr. Matthews. Hi, Elder K. We're going to talk about procrastination. And I don't know if you saw some of the polls that I put in. I think I put 2 questions about procrastination in the group today, because procrastination is a big problem when it comes to writing your book. There are so many different feelings that you have when it comes to your book project. You are like, you just hold it close to your heart. And sometimes you may be scared to get it out there because you're thinking people are going to judge you, or you may be thinking that your writing is not good enough because you're comparing it to other people. So what I want to do today is just give you some ways to get out of that space of procrastination. Now, I was doing some research online, and I've done research previously. I wrote a book also. It's called Everything They Won't Tell You About Procrastination. Talked about my procrastination journey and how for so long I just kept putting things on the back burner because I just wanted things to be perfect. Perfection can rob you from achieving your life goals and dreams. So when I was researching procrastination, I was looking at some of the top reasons why authors procrastinate. And some of those reasons was fear of failure. You know, having a fear that you're not going to be successful in your writing project, because we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And so fear of failure was one of those. And another one is, believe it or not, some of us have a lack of self-belief. We may talk a good game, but when it comes to it, to the bottom line is we may have a lack of self-belief because, and that could come from many different reasons. Some of those reasons could be because we have negative self-talk to ourselves. A lot of times, you know, we may be a positive person, but when we're alone and late at night, you're hearing yourself saying, I can't do this. And you fill your head with so many negative things that you stop yourself from moving forward. So a second thing is lack of self-belief. The next one is no clear goals. Just wanting to write a book is a big goal, but how do you get that? How do you achieve that goal? You have to break those big projects into small pieces. And then a big one, distractions. Man, distractions, social media is a big distraction. And I can admit it, it's a big distraction for me too. Sometimes I wake up and I look at my messages and then I'm like, I'm online looking at Instagram or Facebook for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, I could have been doing something else, right? So we have to get in control of, you know, the things that we do to, you know, stop us from achieving our goals. And then another thing, so I'm just saying some of these different reasons why we procrastinate. Anxiety over meeting expectations of others. And another one, I kind of mentioned it a little bit before, task overwhelm. The publishing process may seem so overwhelming to us at times because all we know is that we want this book, right? We want a best-selling book. We want to make money. We want to speak on stages. But how do you get to that step, right? You have to go through, you know, steps. It's a process to get there. And another thing, favoring immediate beliefs over long-term benefits. So we want immediate satisfaction. And a lot of times, when it comes to achieving our goals, if we don't get immediate satisfaction, we get turned off and we just sometimes want to give up because you want to see some success immediately. Once you start achieving your goals, you want to see some success immediately. So I asked in the chat, one of the questions is a procrastination checkpoint. When you are at work, I'm still working a 9-to-5 as well as building my author business. But when you're at work and you get that notification and it says that in 7 days, your password will expire. Are you one of the people that immediately go and change your password? Do you go and change your password immediately? You know what? Let me kind of back up a little bit. I didn't even check. Is everybody hearing me correctly? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure that you're able to hear me. If I'm loud enough, please let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I'm not getting any feedback. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Okay. If you can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat. I just want to make sure that you're hearing me. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if you're hearing me. I'm going to check on my tablet. 1 second. Okay, well, you can hear me. Okay, good. Good. Thank you so much. Because for a minute, I wasn't sure if you could hear me. Okay, so again, procrastination. And so this is the thing. When it comes to achieving our author goals, we need to know how we can get help. Okay, and one of the things that we can do to get help with procrastination, one, is researching the publishing process. We should not wait for, we should not depend on just contacting someone and they're giving us everything about the publishing process. You should be researching the publishing process. You should talk to your friends that have been authors, your friends that you went to their book signings. You need to have an accountability partner and author friends so you can check in with them to make sure that you are, on the right path when it comes to writing your book. And a lot of times I know that, the publishing process can be overwhelming. And it's a big investment when it comes to publishing your book. So I want you to take the time to research the process. You can research the process by going online. Google can be your best friend. Talk to your author friends. And then doing the research, reading books. So one of the things that I did today to prepare for this project, I started talking about books, looking at books about procrastination. I wrote a book in 2018. It's called Everything They Didn't Tell You About Procrastination. And in that book, I listed a lot of different things that stop us from achieving our goals. Again, perfectionism, being, thinking that everything has to be perfect. Because when I started my writing process, I would start writing and then all of a sudden I'll be like, this is not good enough. I would tear it up and keep starting back and forth. I started so many different blogs and I stopped it because I'm like, is this good enough? Just that self-doubt because you're not really sure. You got to kind of test the waters. So you know what? When you're not sure, just put it out. Ask your friends, ask your accountability partners. What do you think about this? Don't be afraid to ask people for their opinions when it comes to your work. Even though you shouldn't let that stop you from achieving your goals, you should still ask, tap in and ask. But one of the things I want to talk about is Eat That Frog. Eat That Frog is a book by Brian Tracy. It's called 21 Great Ways to Stop Procrastinating and Get More Done in Less Time. So the biggest thing is when you have this big publishing project, the biggest thing that you need to do is to eat that frog. And we say that frog is the biggest thing, the big ugly project, the hardest thing when it comes to publishing, right? Take time to, first of all, identify what your goal is in writing. Why are you writing this book? You need to put it in writing. That's the first thing that you can do. Put down what your goal is. And another thing is, who is your target audience? Who is your book for? A lot of people state that their book is for everybody, but your book is not for everybody. You should have a targeted market for your particular project. Who will your book help? Knowing your target audience is going to be the best thing to accelerate your success in publishing your book. Knowing who your target audience is and creating a reader avatar. For instance, okay, so my book, I have a book series called the Skyrocket Your Success series. This is the first book, and this is the second book. So the first book is Skyrocket Your Success, 10 Keys to Refocus, Reposition, and Reclaim Your Purpose. This book is for professional women who have goals and dreams of becoming a business owner, but you don't really know. You're in your 9-to-5 and you have goals that you want to be a business professional, but a lot of times you get stuck in your overthinking process, and procrastination, living for someone else's approval. And so what this book gives you 10 ways to refocus, reposition, and reclaim your purpose. So basically shake yourself up, right? And go ahead and start achieving the goals and dreams. Let me see. I have 2 comments here from Sylvia. Okay. All right. So it just says, you're good. We can hear me. Okay. So another thing is, the second book is, after you refocus, reposition, and reclaim your purpose, the second step is to create a roadmap from employee to entrepreneur. And that's what we do in this second series. But knowing who your avatar is, who that person is that's going to be helped by reading your book. Who can you help? Okay. Now, another way that we can achieve our goals of, getting past procrastination is, again, putting your goals in writing and being specific. Set a deadline. When do you want to achieve your goal? Put that deadline in writing. Whenever you want to achieve your goal, say, for instance, if today is March the 9th, right? If you want to write a book, set a date, okay? A date, for instance, you could say July the 1st. You want to have your rough draft completed and you want to submit it to an editor, right? So set a concrete date. And the other day I was doing some research on procrastination. It was a neuroscientist, and she said that when we set goals for completing projects, if we say we're going to do 2 weeks, we take that full 2 weeks. So when we elongate that goal, it takes us longer to achieve goals. So try to make a shorter time frame. And when you make a shorter time frame, you'll be able to get more things done within a shorter time frame, instead of saying, okay, I'm going to have this done in 3 months. But if you say I'm going to have it done in 30 days, then more than likely you'll have it achieved in 30 days. So you want to make realistic goals, but then you don't want to elongate it, because sometimes the longer we elongate goals, the harder it's going to be for us to achieve it, because things can get in the way, like distractions. There are life distractions that get in the way and stop us from achieving our life goals. So you want to make sure that you make a concrete deadline that's going to be, suitable for you, something that's going to challenge you a little bit, but you want to be realistic as well, because you want to think about all the other things that you have in place. Okay. So, the biggest thing is eat that frog. The hardest thing that you have to do. And maybe the hardest thing you have to do is to write the book. So what I want to do is just challenge you to set a deadline of what you can do daily. And this is what I do a lot of times with my publishing. I say 15 minutes per day. 15 minutes per day. You can get 15 minutes a day, because a lot of times we are on social media for over 15 minutes a day, right? So what I want to do is just take time for you to schedule 15 minutes a day. Put it on your calendar. Maybe it's 15 minutes in the morning. If you have a family and you have to get the kids up for school, maybe get up 15 to 30 minutes early and start spending that time doing your writing, because it's quiet, either early in the morning or late at night. And then also think about your lunchtime. At lunchtime, if you have an hour lunch, take 15 minutes. Take maybe a notebook to work, or use the notes app in your phone, and take that time to start writing. Because and you have to make it a habit. Just like you show up for your 9 to 5, you got to show up for yourself. So for instance, put in 15 minutes a day. Maybe if it's 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock to 7:15, put that 15 minutes in and then write. Okay, sometimes you may not feel like, oh my God, you have a lot to write about, but start with a sentence. A sentence will lead to a paragraph. A paragraph will lead to a page. A page will lead to a chapter. So just start, but start with 15 minutes a day. That'll get you started. Even again, if you have, family, even if you're in the bathroom, get your phone and you can, type on your notes app on your cell phone while you're, waiting and, getting ready in the morning. So I just want to encourage you to take at least 15 minutes a day. So that's the biggest thing. Little by little, okay, will get you to that final point. It's better to do 15 minutes a day than to not do anything at all. Or if 15 minutes a day doesn't work for you, what day of the week do you have time? And a lot of times we say that we're overwhelmed because we have a lot going on, right? So what about doing a time inventory? And a time inventory, basically you just, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, for 3 days, take a notebook or even put it in your notes app on your phone. My notes app on my cell phone is so important. I have so many notes in there. What you want to do is, from the time you get up, like if you do your personal thing, whatever you're doing personal, you don't have to put it in there, but like get up, like if you get up, if you pray, if you read, if you work out, whatever you do, account for every minute of the day from 7 o'clock a.m. until you go to bed. Whatever time you get up to when you go to bed. And then do this for 3 days. And after you do that, look at where you have that extra time, because you have some extra time in the day. You may spend time maybe watching TV or talking on the phone to friends, but you have at least 15 minutes a day. But do an inventory checklist so that you can see where your time is. And when you find out, where you have the extra time, that's the time that you can dedicate to your book project. And then once you accomplish that goal, like every week, do something for yourself to celebrate. Because once you accomplish a goal and you celebrating your success, it puts something in your mind. It makes you happy, makes you excited, and you can celebrate your success. Because if you just keep achieving goals and you don't take time to celebrate, then, it's not really, it's not, a benefit to you. So you want to take care of your goals, check it off on your list, and celebrate every success that you have. Okay. And it could be something little, or it could be something big you do at the end of the month, like maybe buy a pair of shoes or a purse or go to your favorite restaurant. But take time to celebrate your successes in your author journey. So after you set a deadline, you set up specific time to write, and then the things that you're having trouble with, reach out to somebody for help. Reach out to coaches for help. And then you have to invest in your project. A lot of people will send inboxes and they want you to give everything through the inbox. No, be proactive and know the value of your work, because if you're going to write a book, you're going to make sure this book is successful, right? So you're going to get paid from that book, right? So don't you think that if you need assistance with that book, you should pay for that assistance? Because when you pay for something, you value it, and you're able to, really dedicate your time. Because if you pay for something 9 times out of 10, you are going to take it seriously. Because if you just can inbox a publishing person or a coach or whatever and keep asking them for everything and they give you all the answers, I mean, what's the purpose of, you're not going to want to invest in your project. You're going to expect everything to be for free, right? So invest in your project and you'll take it up to another level. I want to talk about, ways to skyrocket your publishing success. Okay, so when you write a book, you want to make sure your book is an industry professional book. Because when you're self-publishing, if you haven't educated yourself about the process, you want to get in contact with different associations that give you things that's going to help you with your publishing project. And one of the things I'm going to share with you today, and then later on, I'll put this link in the comments or whatever. But it's an association called the Independent Book Publishers Independent Book Publishers Association, and this association has a industry standard checklist for professional books. So I want to go over that with you. Okay. And again, I'm going to put it in the chat so that you can, grab this copy, because it's got a lot of information. This is a 2-page document. I have it here. And if you have this, you'll be on the right road. Okay. So your book is divided into 3 categories: content for your book, production, and additional, considerations. So the first thing is your book. Okay. First thing I'm going to talk about is a professional book cover. Okay. When I say a professional book cover, just because you're self-publishing doesn't mean that you have to create your book cover. You need to contact a graphic artist. One second, I need to get some water. Excuse me, a professional graphic artist to create your book cover. You want a professional book cover so that when someone sees your book, they know that it's professional. You want to have, now we're talking about nonfiction books, because that's what my specialty is. You want to have a title, a main title, and a subtitle. So with this book, it's Skyrocket Your Success, 10 Keys to Refocus, Reposition, and Reclaim Your Purpose. Okay, so you want to have a professional book, and you want, on the back of the book, you want to have your synopsis, which is like a brief explanation of your book. You want to have your author bio. You want to have a professional photo. And you want to have your barcode. Okay. So make sure you have an industry standard book. Okay. A professional book. And again, make sure that your book is created by a graphic artist. Okay. So that you can make sure that your book is professional, because you don't want to have, because this book represents you. And people say People don't judge books by the they don't judge books by the cover. Yes, they do. So you want to make sure your book is professional. Okay. So you want to have your professional book cover, and then you want to have your title page. Your title page with your name and your author name. And another thing too, your author name. How do you want your author name to appear? Do you want to have a middle initial? Do you just want your first and last name? How do you want your author name to appear? So make sure that you are, putting your name exactly how you want it to appear. And however you figure out how your name is going to appear when you are going to different events and you are going to be a speaker, make sure that your name appears the same way. So you want people to Google you and find you immediately. Okay. So you don't want to sometimes, like, my name is Shar, but a lot of times I go by Shar. When I am doing a professional submission, I make sure I submit Shar L Halliburton, because that's how my name appears in my nonfiction books. So make sure that you have your name the way you want it to appear. And make sure you have a copyright page in your book. Typically, the copyright page is on the back of your title page. It is a verso, which is on the left side of your page. Make sure you have your professional copyright page, and then have your table of contents. Not only have a copyright page, but make sure you get your copyright registration by going to copyright.gov. Okay. Now, I don't see any comments, so I'm not sure if anybody is asking me questions or anything, but I don't see any comments. After I go over everything, I'll check the comments again, and I'll see if I can go get it on my iPad, because I'm not seeing any comments or anything like that. So, but I do see that 6 people are, watching. So, okay. So we're going to go over the next thing on this checklist is dedication. Now, dedications are optional. You can have a dedication in your book, a table of contents. Now, make sure when you have your table of contents, when you get your book professionally edited, make sure the numbers line up, because after you get editing, a lot of times those numbers may be off. So make sure that number is correct on that. Grammar and copy editing. Sometimes you need developmental editing. Make sure that you get a professional editor to edit your book. And in the back of the book, there is an about the author, which is the longer version of your bio in the back of your book. Even though you have this short snippet here, you want to have about the author in the back of your book, which is a longer author bio in the book, like about the author. Okay. Your longer bio in the back of the book. So yeah, those are basic things, but I'm going to put this link to this in the chat after we finish this. So the first thing is to have a professional industry standard best-selling book. And again, I spoke about this, knowing your target audience. Knowing your target audience is very important, so that when you have when you know your target audience, you can build a tribe, and you know who all your information is for, right? Like I said, your book is not for everybody. You have a specific group of people. So my books are for professional women that are in corporate America who feel stuck, and there's much more for you. So the things that I create is going to be geared toward that professional woman in corporate America. So make sure that you have a specific target audience. Okay. Now, and be clear on what your definition of literary success looks like. What does success look like for you? Is success just, would you feel successful because you're a best-selling author on Amazon, because you make the bestsellers list? Is that all that it takes to be successful? What is successful to you? Is it becoming a best-selling author and being acknowledged as that, and people reaching out to you for different opportunities in that specific niche that you have? What does literary success look like? Make sure that you create a definition of success for you. When you imagine becoming an author, what did you imagine? What's important to you, right? So I want you to take time to think about, what does literary success mean for me? Is it just writing the book? Because a lot of times people just write the book and that's it. They hear crickets. They write the book. They have a great book launch, everything's great. Family, friends are supporting you. But then after that book launch, a lot of times people hear crickets. So what can you do to continue your success? You have to keep talking to people, keep networking with people, reach out to different podcasts regarding your subject matter. You want to Google podcasts in the specific genre that you have. Look out for those different opportunities. Look for opportunities to share your expertise in magazines or on news broadcasts, like your local news when they're talking about, International Women's Month. If you have a message for women, this is your time. Like, well, actually months before is your time to prepare for it. But I'm saying this is that specific time. So you have to keep looking for those opportunities, because they won't always fall in your lap. Although a lot of times things do fall in your lap because you are visible and people know what you do. Things can fall in your lap, but a lot of times they don't, because after that big launch, what's next? You want to make sure that you're continually looking for somebody that needs that message. Like, are you reaching out to organizations that need the message that you provide? You have to keep marketing your book. Are you active on social media? Besides just posting, do you ever, go live in different groups, or do you, sharing your stories, or do you go to events and, speak and present about your topic? Make sure that you are staying, in the know, by taking a look at different things. Like, keep Googling. You can search in Facebook for your certain target audience and see what events they have going on. So make sure that you're continually looking for different opportunities. And one way to set yourself up is creating a speaker one sheet. So I've had a speaker one sheet. I just got a new one completed recently. And I'll put that in the chat as well after I talk. But I just made a copy of it or whatever. So I have my name, my title. So I have Shar, and I put in parentheses, Shar Halliburton, award-winning author, speaker, success coach, one sheet. Have my bio listed on here, and my books, my solo books. I have like about 5 or 6 anthology projects that I participated in. But on my speaker one sheet, I just have my solo books, like my first book that I published, Everything They Won't Tell You About Procrastination, my Skyrocket Your Success first book, and the Skyrocket Your Success 2.0. And on the back, I have my signature speaking topics. So my signature speaking topics, one is building generational wealth through publishing. Another one is Skyrocket Your Success, 4 keys to navigate from employee to entrepreneur. I have another workshop. It's called Kick Procrastination and Win. And then I have a collaborative option. If somebody wants to collaborate and want me to come up with something based upon their theme or whatever. But make sure that you get your speaking credentials in order. You should have a bio in like 3 different types of bio. You should have a 50-word bio, a 100-word bio, and then at least 150 to 250. So have those different bios, because for different projects, they may ask for these specifically. And if you have them already set up, you wouldn't have to worry about getting them in order. So this year, I took some time to get all of my things in order, because my goal, and I've been saying this for the last couple of years, but I'm really getting to it now, is to get my stuff in order so that I can professionally present myself to women's organizations. I just had my EPK created. It's a 10-page document, and it has all the speaking engagements, all of the speaking engagements that I've had, virtual, in person. It's had all of the podcast interviews that I've had, all of the articles that I've participated in. I've also wrote for 2 magazines, Advanced Magazine and Published Magazine. And I put all of that in there so that when I present this, and they can say, okay, she's out here, she's doing something. She's just not saying she's an author, speaker. She's actually going and pursuing these different opportunities. So I want to pause for a second, and I want to see if I have any, I don't see any comments or any, okay. Now I'm seeing hearts and stuff like that, but I don't see any comments. So I'm not sure if there are any questions, but if there are any questions, please feel free to, put them in the chat. And then after I finish, I am going to go back and answer any questions. So, okay, we talked about writing a professional, best-selling, industry standard book, knowing who your target audience is, being clear. Okay, get my tablet so I can see. Okay. Hold on one second. Being clear on what your definition of success is. And I'm just going to go through this, and then I'm going to get my tablet and then look at the different comments. This is something very important too. This is going to skyrocket your success as an author. Personal development as an author. because you're an author and you wrote your book, you still need to keep learning, up leveling in your skill set. You need to go to conferences. You need to go to seminars. You need to be networking in these writing groups or these writing these organizations, like, again, the Non-Fiction Writers Association, the Independent Book Publishers Association, if you're publishing your book. Okay, if you're publishing your book, you're a self-publisher. Okay, so you need to be looking at those things as well. And then I have a checklist here. Let's see here. Another thing is, too, when it comes to writing your book, select a topic that you are an expert in, whatever it is that you do. So, like, I'm an insurance agent, right? I recently participated in an anthology for insurance agents. That'll be coming out soon. I talked about my journey as an insurance agent. That's my 9-to-5 insurance agent. So coming up this year, I will be writing a book regarding the insurance industry and helping you to select plans that are going to be suitable for your family. I will be writing that. But whatever your expertise is, make sure that you write a book in that, because you can become a thought leader, because you know that like the back of your hand. I've been an insurance agent for over 20 years, going on 24 years. So I have a lot of knowledge in the insurance industry. So I'll be sharing my knowledge with that. So make sure that you're picking topics about things that you are an expert in. So let me see if I can get these comments really quickly here on my tablet. And hold on one second. Again, I am making sure that you are, have everything set up. Now, another thing that I have to do, I need to do a new photo shoot, because I have pictures. My pictures, they're getting on my nerves. I've had these pictures for the last 4 years. I have got to do a new photo shoot. But sometimes, you wait like, okay, I want to lose weight, do this or whatever. But I want to make sure that I get a new photo shoot, because I need to get updated photos for my information, for my projects and things like that. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to log in to see if I can see the comments here. Okay. Oh, wow. A new photo shoot, because I need to get update. Log in to see if I can see the comments here. Let me just turn this down. Okay. Oh, wow. New photo shoot, because I need to get. Okay. I'm sorry. I am trying to just see the comments here. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so Sylvia, I see. Okay, thank you so much, Sylvia. You're the best scribe ever. Okay, better than 15 minutes and not doing it at all. Great. Time inventory checklist. And you did the ibpa.com. Thank you. Usually don't put your table of contents in until you get the last edit. Okay, and that's very smart, because, right, why put it in there if you're going to have to change it anyway? No, always have 50-word bio, 100 words, 250 to 300 word. Okay, EPK was so cool. Thank you. You write fantasy fiction, so you don't know about being an expert. Okay, so some of these things will apply to you. I come from the background nonfiction, so that's where, I'll be speaking from. But yeah, thanks so much for commenting. Education is the key, and even just coming up to our meeting. Yes, coming to this meeting once a month, that is some great personal development. That is personal development, because you're developing yourself by, putting yourself out there and taking in the knowledge. And then another thing, a big issue that I was having, I was taking in so much knowledge and I wasn't immediately putting it to use, because if you don't put that knowledge to use, a lot of times it just sits doormat and you're not, doing anything with it. What's the purpose of getting all this knowledge and you're not doing anything, right? So once you get that knowledge, you want to immediately put it into action immediately, because if you don't, it just stays there, So that's very important. Okay. So let me see any new comments. Okay, so I want to make sure that you leave today with some homework, okay? I want to make sure that you are taking this information and you are moving forward. So what is one thing that you've been procrastinating about when it comes to achieving your personal literary goals? What is something that you need to work on? Okay. What is that one thing that you need to work on? I want to challenge you. Okay, so Sylvia says, okay, so about fantasy, but you know about world building, setting up magic systems, rules and regs for fantasy fiction, or showing people how you did yours. Right. J.K. Rowling never said she was an expert, but just showing her, showing her. Yes. So, yeah. So if you're in fantasy, yeah, learn about fantasy and like Sylvia was saying, get into world building, be an expert at, with your process, okay, so that you can help somebody else that's in fantasy too. So yeah, so there's still education no matter what your genre is. There's still education available to you. Like Sylvia said, the Saturday meeting. Coming to the meeting is, taking time to up level your skills, because you're taking time, you're investing, you're listening to, what the speaker is saying, and that if something can help you, take that and move forward with that item. So yeah, that's good. That's really good. Just looking at my notes here. Be clearing on your audience. What is one thing you want to work on to help your procrastination? What is one thing that you can do? Have you, is it time management? Can you spend the 15 minutes a day, or can you pick one day a week and focus on your writing projects? What can you do? One thing that you can do. And another thing, your book is your business. If you are an author, you are an authorpreneur, an entrepreneur, and a author. So become a business, establish a business, get an LLC, because you are selling books. And then other than selling your books, after your book, what's next? And so, like, for instance, if you're a fantasy writer, do you want to help other fantasy writers? Can you share your experience? Because you're a step ahead of the game, right? If you're writing this book, you went through the entire process. You can help somebody. So in my nonfiction book, what I do is at the end of each chapter, I have a checkpoint at the end of each chapter, ask questions so that make sure that what I, talked about, is this something that you can put into action immediately? When you have these checkpoint questions, it helps you to think about, okay, how can I start putting this into action right away? Can you do a workshop regarding whatever your topic is in your book? There are different offerings after your book. What is the goal? You read the book, and then what's next, right? Are you a coach? Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Sylvia, signing up for the newsletter. And I want to get better too about the newsletter. I want to have monthly focuses, for authors. And I also have my podcast. It's called Authors Are Legacy Builders. I did start it maybe like about a year ago, but I'm kind of waiting because I am in the process of getting it trademarked, Authors Are Legacy Builders. So I should be hearing something about that pretty soon. It's been a long, arduous process, but I do have my podcast, and I'll be coming out with that pretty soon. I'll be starting it back up. So I kind of delayed it for a minute because I want to get some things in order. So you want to invest in your book project. You want to get a budget. You want to set a budget for what you can work on. And a lot of times it may take a little while, to build up, to get, the finances in order for your book. You don't have to rush. This is a process, okay? But have a deadline goal, and then do things to, make money. If you can cook, if you can, whatever you can do, find some kind of way to make some money, some small projects, whatever you're, an expert in, do some small projects to start, making money. Sometimes put aside money from your 9-to-5. That's what I've been doing for years. I put money from my 9-to-5 to go into my business. If there's a project that I need to work on, and then I can, make it back from book sales or something. But make sure that you are constantly investing in your project. And this investment is, takes you from month to month. And also the biggest part is the marketing, continuing to be out there marketing. Again, seek a coach, invest in coaching when it comes to your book projects. Okay. You can't do everything or think of everything on your own. So you can always, reach out, for help. Build your author platform. Okay. once you are out there talking about your book, you're going to get people who, your ideal readers. What do you have for your ideal readers? Do you have a monthly group where you can talk to them and, share, more wisdom with them? But build your author platform and also, provide information to them. Even if it's on your personal Facebook group, you can provide information. Even on different, if you have a business page, it's very good to look at your analytics. So if you have a personal page, you want to also get a business page for your publishing. And because you get analytics, you can see who is reading your posts, even if people not liking your posts. If you have impressions, the impressions are what really counts. I'm in this boot camp right now for entrepreneurs, and we had a social media expert come on, and the social media expert said the impressions and the reach is what's more important, because a lot of times people may not be liking your posts. You may not see them like your posts, but they're getting impressions. You may see that you have 5,000 impressions, but nobody liked your post. So you know that somebody is actually looking, even though they may not say anything. So you want to make sure that you are looking at your analytics on the back end, because it lets you know what people are looking at and what people are interested in, even if they don't like it. So make sure that you're, looking at that information as well. Okay. Other things, let me see. Oh, I want to share some books that may be helpful in your writing journey. Last year, I think it was 2020. Was it 2022? Oh, these years go by so fast. Do It Right the First Time. I was in this anthology with Valerie J. Lewis Coleman, and she has 3 books for Do It Right Do It Right the First Time, Write Your Bestseller. These books are excellent. Okay. If you want to get a book, send me a direct message. I can, it's a 3-book deal. If you get all 3 books, $15 each, I'll take care of the shipping and handling. But, Write Your Bestseller. I'm going to give you, some of these people you may know, who are authors in this book. Valerie J. Lewis Coleman, of course, Dr. Siobhan Stewart, Lita Song, Jerry D. Dukes, Bridget Foddery. We have Dr. Sherry Westmoreland, Dr. Velma Bagby. These are some of the authors that are in these books. Susan Mary Monroe is in this book here, Write Your Bestseller, How to Write a Best-Selling Book. And the next one this is the book that I'm in, Publish and Market Your Bestseller. My chapter was entitled Skyrocket Your Social Media Engagement with 9 Simple Steps. So for authors, I talk about the different social media platforms that you can use to promote your books. I have 9 tips. 1, if you're new to social media, pick 1 or 2 social media platforms in order to work with. Okay, you don't have to be an expert at all the social media platforms. Just pick 1 to start on. Okay, and then you can share. Like if you pick Facebook, you can share to Instagram. Instagram, you can share to Facebook. Well, I don't think you can share from Facebook. Well, you know what? In the Meta background, you can share to Instagram, but from Instagram, you can share to Facebook. From LinkedIn, you can share to Twitter. So, kind of tap in to find whichever one that you like the best. Create shareable content about your content from your books. Create shareable content. You can do that on Canva. And Sylvia has had so many different Canva lives where she talks about how to create different posts in Canva. Let's see. And make sure you give a call to action in your post, because it's good to give knowledge, but you want to give them something to do. Make sure you put a call to action. Contact me, sign up for my email list, download this freebie. Make sure you give them a call to action, and then have a theme for your book journey. So for instance, I have like Monday through Friday. For instance, I have Monday motivation. Okay. Share something original from you, motivating your tribe. It's Monday. Let's get it together. It's the week. The week is beginning. Tuesday tips. Share valuable tips from your books to your followers and readers. Wednesday wisdom. Provide lessons you've learned during your journey. Teaching Thursday. Show up with your book and teach lessons. Each chapter, you can do a week, each chapter. Teach lessons from your book. And Fun Friday. Do something fun. share photos. Sometimes when you go to different events and maybe you go to a networking event and you're selling your books or whatever, share those photos. You don't have to share them all at one time, but drip some. Share one like every Friday. Share them in your stories. But those are just different things you can do. So this book is very helpful. It's got a lot of different publishing and marketing experts in this book as well. We have Nisi Cooper. We have Bonita Sparks Adams. We have myself again. We have Noni Banks, Joylyn M. Ross. So these books are very helpful. And then she has this other part of the anthology is Conversations with Marketing Experts. So this book has a lot of heavy hitters as well. In this book, we have Nakia Gray Esquire, and it's very important because she talks about contracts and about work for hire when it comes to your book publishing. Your book covers. Make sure that you have your graphic artist sign a work for hire agreement, because whoever creates that item, they're the owner of it. So you want to get that release so that you can own your own book covers, items and things that you have created on your behalf. We have Tanisha Johnson designing your bionic bio. We have Dr. Pam Perry. We have Sue Ham. We have a lot of different experts in these books. So if you are looking for some additional information to level up, again, this is personal development to upskill, to uplevel your skills. These are other things that you can use as well to, just skyrocket your publishing success. So I'm looking to see if there are any other, you have any, what photos did I say to share? Share photos where someone is purchasing your book, or if you're going to different industry events, share photos of you going to these events and, meeting new people that are in, the publishing world, and just, share those so that people can see that you're out there. And when people that see that you're out, it builds momentum and they say, okay, well, maybe I'll invite her to my event. So make sure that you are sharing, photos when you have these different events and you're participating in these different networking events. So if you have any questions, again, please, feel free to put them in the chat. And if I don't see them on live, then I definitely will go back and answer them. Also, I see something on here about GoFundMe. GoFundMe is another way starter. What is it? Crowdfunding campaigns. You can do a crowdfunding campaign to raise money for your book. Just get a book cover created and then put it out there. You can start raising funds for your book. So if you can't figure out a way to make money, do a crowdfunding project. On this book that I'm going to contribute, that I have already contributed to, this book for insurance agents, the reason I participated in that anthology is because it was an organization, a nonprofit, to help young women get into the world of insurance, because it's not a lot of, interest for women in insurance. So this organization is going to promote, women in insurance. And we're going to have a crowdfunding campaign to raise money, because it's going to go back to that nonprofit. So yes, that's an excellent idea, crowdfunding to raise money for your books. Yes, that is great. So I'm just looking. Yes, fiction writers, you can ask questions as well. Yes, it's some of the stuff that I'm saying that you can do. You can do it whether you're doing a nonfiction book, fiction. You can still ask questions. Create a guide. Elder K Brundage is one of my publishing clients. She has a reader's guide in the back of her book, so that when she does when she has a program, she can use the content that she has in her reader's guide, to guide the conversation regarding your book. So you can do a reader's guide, whether you're doing fiction or nonfiction, because if you're doing a fiction book, you're still talking about different topics, that people can gravitate to and to learn from, because you can learn lessons about reading fiction books as well. So yeah, create a reader's guide that you can share with book clubs. So yeah, that's another thing that you can create that can also help you generate money, because if you do a book guide, then you can do a workshop. you know, and charge for the workshop. You can charge the cost of your book, and whatever you're going to charge for the workshop. You know, so that's another idea as well. It doesn't matter if your book is nonfiction or if it is fiction or fantasy or whatever. You can still do a workshop based upon the lessons that you are teaching in your book, because I'm pretty sure your book is teaching some lessons. So okay, so let me see here. Just reading this. Oh yeah. I just saw something about Sylvia said she forgot the books that she wrote. Yeah, you know what? Take some time. As an author, whatever you've been doing in your author business, write down everything that you've done. I couldn't believe, because I kept saying I was going to get an EPK, but I've had pieces of stuff everywhere. So I took time. It took me a couple of months. I gathered everything. It's like my EPK is a 10-page document of everything I've done. Articles I've written, podcasts. It takes time. But yeah, get all this stuff together. All my books are listed out. My books, where you can find them. So yeah, take that time to write it out, because you want to have one document with all the things, because sometimes you have things spread out. I put everything together in one document. And you know what? It helps too with imposter syndrome. When you feel like, am I good enough? Can I contribute? Am I helping somebody? You see that you are having impact, because people are constantly asking you to show up, asking you to come on their podcast, asking you to make comments on their articles, asking you to write articles, so that you see that you have impact in your industry. So it's just taking that stuff, packaging it up, and then reaching out for those bigger opportunities that you want. And you can do it. Just, get your stuff together, take time to do it. And again, first, you know how you say, I'm going to do this or whatever. I kept saying I was going to do it, and I was, doing it piece by piece, but I took some time, because it took some time to get it together. And I got put the stuff together, and I did it. And I'm going to put it in the, afterwards, I'm going to put it in the comments so you can take a look at it. And if you need help with yours, contact me as well. Just looking at these comments here. EPK, electronic press kit, which is, they used to have press kits like in folders, but EPK is an electronic press kit. Yep, electronic press kit. An electronic press kit is your press kit. It's like your photos, if you've had media, if you have books, speaking engagements, it just shows what you've done. It's just in electronic form. So yeah, electronic press kit. And again, I'm going to share mine. And if you have questions, let me know. Let's see. So what is that one thing that you've been procrastinating on? What is that one thing? I thought I saw Dominique. Hold on one second. My client Dominique Let. If you are here, shout out to Dominique. She came out with her book, Overcoming Postpartum Depression, and she hit number 1 in 4 different categories. She told her experience about having postpartum depression and overcoming postpartum depression. 4 categories, bestseller. She was even on the Wendy Williams show sharing, information about her journey as well. So yeah, this has been a, interesting journey. It's been an interesting journey, and meet so many different people. And I'm so glad that I'm able to, anybody that I'm able to help or to get you to the next level, I'm, more than happy to do that. I'm trying to see. And I also want to give a shout out to Sylvia. Thank you so much for always being so supportive and inviting me to come to Second Saturday. I always enjoy this. I'm going to be back on in the month of May as well. So if you have ideas that you want me to talk about, let me know so that I can, come up with something that's going to be helpful in May. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Matthews. She was one of my publishing coaches in the very beginning. I've learned so much from her. I still use, when I was in her program, she gave me a book with everything that I've learned. Where is it at? It's around here on my desk somewhere, but that is so helpful to me. It's just like something I can refer to whenever I'm going through the publishing process. It's just a gem. It's just a gem. So It's about 10:57. I'm gonna look at these comments here. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much. I'm always here. You know you need me. I enjoy this, so it's fun. I was trying to go live on my computer, but it wouldn't let me, because if I was able to go live on my computer, I was going to try to share something. But another thing I want to do is I want to get together. I didn't get a chance to get together notes. I've been so busy. I'm gonna get together notes for this live, and I'll share it as well. Okay. So give me a couple of days. I'm gonna get that together for those that want, extra notes regarding about what we talked about. We talked about a lot of stuff today, so I'm gonna get some notes together. Yes, Dr. Matthews is great. Elder K. Elder K was one of my clients as well. We had a lot of fun going through the process for her book as well. Hey, Dominique. Thanks so much for joining. Okay. So we got about 2 minutes. Trying to see if I missed anything. If I missed anything, y'all, I'm going to go back and put things in a comment. Oh, great. I'm glad that this was helpful. I was like kind of all over the place because there was so much stuff that I wanted to talk about. This week has been a tough week, but I always pray before I go on so that I can share something that's going to be helpful. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, I'll wait on for a little bit to see if there are any questions. But again, I'm going to share my electronic press kit, my speaker one sheet. I'm going to also share, if you can also email me at hello@sharhaliburton.com if you want to set up a 15-minute discovery call to see if I can help you. Okay. But I'm going to share a lot of information in the chat afterwards. Okay. And then again, you can just put questions. I pop in, weekly too. So you can always, share questions, and I'm going to, comment to, respond to the comments as well. Oh, thank you, Elder K. Okay, great. You're going to invite someone in May? Okay. So in May, I'm going to have it together in May. I'm going to have a worksheet so that you can have it as we talk about things, so that you can, gather information as we talk in May. I have time to plan for it, so I'll be able to do that. This week has been so crazy. I'm in right now a boot camp, National Entrepreneurs Association boot camp. I'm doing that, working my 9 to 5 and other responsibilities as well. So it's just been crazy. I don't have everything that I wanted, but I'm going to get notes for this one. And then May, we're going to have a workbook that you'll be able to download before we go live. And did anybody take time to do the, let me see, the surveys that I put beforehand? Let me check and see. Okay. The hardest part of your, author journey, I got one person or two people answered. Marketing your book. Yeah. Marketing the book is the hardest part. Increasing my credibility and visibility. One thing that you need to do that is, getting your credentials in order, having those bios, having your speaker one sheet. Because this is the thing, when you get those opportunities, you can just hand them your speaker one sheet. You don't have to sometimes drafting all these emails or whatever. You can say, attach is my speaker one sheet. They can see what you've done. They can see what your speaking topics are. These documents really help you in your speaking career and your, book career as well, marketing your book. But yeah, these books, I will tell you, these are really some good resources for you in your writing journey. These books are excellent. So again, if you are interested in those books, matter of fact, if you contact me today, you can get 2 books. Buy 2 books for $15. You can get 1 free. Okay. If you contact me today, if you want this set of books, do it right the first time. This book is about 2 years old. This is everything that you need in your writing journey. We have how to write your bestseller, publish and market your bestseller, and conversations with marketing experts. So these books will help you in your writing process. Again, you contact me today, you can get 1 book free. You buy 2 and you get 1 book free. Send me an email at hello@sharhaliburton.com. But I'll put a link in there as well. Oh, can't wait till May. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna get together in May. I'm gonna do a workbook, and I'm gonna do like a workbook so you can gather information as we talk. So I'm excited about May too. Again, thank you so much, Sylvia, for having me on Second Saturday. And I think that's it. It's 11:02. I know that it's Saturday, so you all have things to do, and I know I have things to do as well. So I'll check you back in May. All right. See you. Have a good day. Bye.